Hey everybody, Dustin Daniels answering some more questions from the Oasis Center for Women and Girls. The next question is safe, quality, affordable childcare and housing are increasingly out of reach for families in Tallahassee, Leon County. What are your ideas for addressing this issue, which are essential services, and helping residents actually pay for them? Now, I think it's a great issue, and it's something that I think that we don't talk enough about, especially as it relates to early childhood education. We know based on years and years of research is that 90% of brain development in kids happens between the ages of 0 and 3. Yet when we look at the way that public dollars are invested in kids through schooling and other kinds of services, 90% of those resources are actually invested in them after that time period between 0 and 3. And so we really have an asymmetry, I think, in the way that governments have thought about, again, supporting the positive life trajectories of kids. And I think that there's a lot of work to be done in this space, especially here in Tallahassee. One of the things that I also know is that for local governments to focus on this issue is extremely important, because we know that if we do have better investments, especially in early childhood education on the front end, that it leads to much more, positive outcomes for individuals on the back end as it relates to healthcare, as it relates to employment, education, crime. We really have to begin to think about these kinds of issues as systemic and think about kind of smarter kinds of interventions for, again, addressing our greatest challenges. One of the things that I'm proposing is the creation of universal pre-K for all children in Tallahassee. I think that there are a number of ways that we can validate that sort of investment on the public side as it relates to really just us investing in the long-term workforce of our community, the long-term leadership of our community. We have a number of pots of money related to economic development, related to economic opportunity, and that's really what this issue is. It really is a situation where if we don't allow for children to start their lives off on the right track, they often fall behind and they stay behind. And that's not something that we want to see for our local economy, for our education system, for our criminal justice system, to be quite frank. The other thing I think that is really important is to expand the strong quality rating and improvement system that the Early Learning Coalition has adopted and started to apply in different parts of the community the last several years. I think that one of the things we have to recognize that not all early childhood education was created the same, right? Quality early childhood education is really, really important, and that when we don't allow for parents to actually know first the importance, but also exactly how they can evaluate what quality looks like in their early childhood centers where they're taking their kids, that they can't make the choices that they need to make for the long-term, again, positive trajectory of their kids. And so I think that the quality rating and improvement system really helps to, again, allow for parents to begin to ask more of their early childhood education providers, but it also allows for the early childhood education providers to seek resources and receive resources to improve the quality of care that they're providing for children and families.